So I've never really taken the time to think about why I am where I am at the Miami Valley School. So today I'm going to discuss many significant events that occurred to have caused me to end up where I am, Lana at the Miami Valley School. I hope you enjoy. So we'll start in the year 1961, where my dad was born into literal poverty in a small town in Zimbabwe called Rusape. He was born Rusape with no material possessions, not a penny to his name, and everyone in his family had never completed more than grade school level education. And my dad from a young age knew that he wanted to become something more. When he was 13, he fell off the back of a pickup truck and broke his arm, and encountered a doctor who drove a Mercedes-Benz with a leather interior, and from that day on, my dad wanted to become a doctor. So he studied really, really hard, and eventually became funded when he was 18 to study in England and complete his degrees. On the other side of the spectrum, my mom was born in Abadan, Iran, and she lived a comfortable life up until her father died when she was 11, and after that, the country's government was kind of in a sticky situation, and my mom and my khale left Iran 3 years before the Shah was overthrown, and they went to England and studied at a convent. They somehow ended up at a convent, and they spoke no English, but the nuns took them in, and they lived in England for a number of years, but before they went to uni and all that, like, they lived at this convent and picked up English and, like, lived for themselves a bit. My parents met at University of Wales, where my dad was studying to become a doctor and my mom was studying dietetics, and they met in the hospital because my dad ran into an elevator because he was, like, captivated by her beauty, something like that. And that's how they got to talking, and a few years later they got married. And a few years after that, my older brother Thomas was born in Manchester, and exactly 18 months after Thomas was born, I was born, which I think is pretty cool. Like, July 26th and January 26th, it's like we were meant to be twins, but we're not. Anyways, the four of us lived in England for a number of years before my dad sought out a fellowship opportunity provided by Yale University, and he got it and completed his fellowship at Yale, and then proceeded to teach and work in the hospital. And during that time, my other brother Pierce was born, and as my dad was teaching and working at Yale, we all kind of just lived in New Haven, like, happy fun life. And my dad kind of got, like, tired of teaching and sought out, like, more work opportunities, and he found a great one actually in Ohio. So we all migrated on down to Ohio, and we have stayed here ever since and loved it. And Ashton was born here, so now it's the 6 of us living in Ohio, my parents both working, and also all kids just, like, going to school and living life. But all of us kids went to Beaver Creek Public Schools, and Thomas was in the Gifted Children's Program, and the reason I'm at MVS is probably because Thomas, like, was smarter and needed to be in a better environment, and my parents sought that out for him, because I did not make the Gifted Children's Program. But Thomas was in this Gifted Children's Program, and the teachers at Maine Elementary, before he went to Ferguson Elementary, they told him that, they told my parents that he was very bright, and they recommended the Miami Valley School to them so that Thomas could really own his true academic potential. And they looked into it, saw it was a really cool school, and they sent Thomas there, and he loved it the first year. And then, although I wasn't in the Gifted Kids program, I still had some stuff going for me, so they looked into the school for me as well because they thought I could benefit. And at first I really, really didn't want to go because I was like, ew, no, I have friends, I'm not leaving, type of, like, 5th grade mentality. But I visited, and I was just kind of like, it's okay. Meredith Chauvin actually hosted me. I visited, I took the tests, and I ended up, like, getting in, and I was sent there, and I was really, really nervous, but I mean, that's how I got there. My parents have always been types of people to really value education, and the thing about MVS that really brought them in was such a high standard that they hold the students to, and such a academic value that the school possesses, and it's the community that really makes the school unique, and they noticed that from the get-go. From like the moment they visited, they always talk about like how the people at MVS were so special, and they wanted to send their kids there, so here I am today at the Miami Valley School. I hope you enjoyed my story of how I became. Thank you for watching.